Oh no, it started.
How late? About 7 years.
We finally have our first look at Gumball Season 7, which in a twist of events is not being referred to as Season 7, but instead a sequel series like originally intended, The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball. Complete with a new logo that I'm not crazy about. The series will now be airing as a Hulu exclusive in the United States, as predicted in our last Gumball video. Zaslav really dropped the ball of animation, Cartoon Network's on live support, HBO Max doesn't really care for cartoons anymore, and it just makes more sense to sell one of their big shows to a streaming service. This teaser's accompanied with a buttload of brand new information, including the new voice actor for Gumball. So as always, we're gonna break it all down. The teaser appears to be taken from the opening minutes of the season premiere. The burger, where the town of Elmore is covered in dust. Gumball and Darwin, who haven't aged a day, are awoken by their alarm clocks only to realize that they're late for school. And not just by a couple of minutes, but by about 7 years. A direct reference to how long the show has been off the air. The Inquisition aired nearly 6 years ago. By the time this revival airs, it'll be closer to 7. With one powerful sneeze, Gumball is able to restore Elmore to its former glory, before deciding to just return to his nap since they're already late anyways. The teaser then ends with the logo changing to its new title, The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball, incorporating a lot of mixed media elements, which makes sense since the different animation styles are a huge part of Gumball's identity, yet I'm not really in love with it. It looks kind of off-putting, which you could argue is intentional since the show will clearly tackle unfinished business with the Void. The logo literally glitched into the new one. But I don't know, man. The outer stroke around the white text, the palette of the new rainbow, and every letter in the name Gumball being 3D just kind of throws me off. Maybe it'll grow with me over time, but for now, I think the original logo is vastly superior. The new title I could really care less about. Most people just refer to the show as Gumball, so going from the Amazing World to Wonderfully Weird doesn't really affect much, and if anything, it's a better reflection of what the show is about. That said, the description also gives us some vital information, and we know people barely read the descriptions on YouTube, right? Welcome back to Elmore, where the laws of reality are a joke and family life is anything but ordinary. Whether he's battling an evil fast food empire, facing off against a sentient AI in love with his mom, or trying to stop Banana Joe from wearing pants, Gumball drags Darwin, Anais, and the rest of Elmore along for the ride. With even wilder stories, bigger twists, and surreal humor, they had to rename it The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball. Streaming soon on Hulu and with Hulu on Disney+. Damn, even the robots are falling in love with Nicole. Can't blame them. The press release gives us even more information. Created and executive produced by Ben Boclet, The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball is a quarter-hour animated comedy series that blends an eclectic mix of media styles, including 2D and 3D animation, CGI, puppetry, photorealism, and live action, into a wildly imaginative world defined by its vibrant visual style and sharp meta-humor. Matt Lazell and Eric Fountain serve as executive producers and series directors. The composer for the series is Zav Clark, and Joe Sparrow serves as art director. Shout out to Amphibia. The stellar voice cast includes Kyle Thiel as Gumball. He voices Peter Parker, one of the Spider-Man cartoons, and he's recently been on Beyond Wizards of Waverly Place as Justin Russo's son, so 2 for 2 for playing the protagonist in revivals. Hero Hunter serves as Gumball's younger brother, Darwin, Kinza Side Khan as younger sister Anais, Teresa Gallagher as his mother, Nicole, and Dan Russell as his father, Richard, and many more. Now, Gumball and Darwin getting new voices is part of the course for the show. It happened twice over the original run, and with it being 6 years since the original, it makes sense it would look for fresh blood rather than bring back Nicholas Cantu. But I know for a lot of people, he is their Gumball, so it might take some getting used to. Although to me, they both sound the same. I was never really bothered by any of the voice changes too much. At worst, you can just say they're aging. I mean, that was pretty much the show's reason the first time they changed up the voices. This is also the first time Anais has gotten a new voice actress. Again, makes sense to me. I'm not really thinking too hard about it. Creator Ben Boclet and executive producers Matt Lazell and Eric Fountain say, what an amazing opportunity to play with these characters again. Fans can look forward to plenty more antics and misadventures in Elmore because Gumball and Darwin haven't grown up much since we last saw them. We haven't either. We thought it was about time that Gumball and the rest of the gang woke up for their catnap to do what they do best and delight more fans with distinctive humor, visual inventiveness, and wild adventures. Guided by the immense talents of Ben, Matt, Eric, and the team, the new series continues Gumball's legacy as one of the most iconic Cartoon Network shows of all time. I love how they say we thought it was about time Gumball woke up when they've been trying to make the move movie and the new series since the show originally ended. It wasn't about time. Animation just takes a while. Also, you know the movie fell apart. I hope the copium has worn off now, guys. Circling back to the name change. I do think a part of this is due to how long it's been since the original series wrapped up, and although it's produced as season 7, Cartoon Network does prefer to rebrand their shows after a while. We saw it with Steven Universe Future. It was produced internally as a season 6, but narratively it functioned as a limited epilogue series. And internally, there was a bit of a gap between the original series and Future, so spinning it as a sequel just made sense. The upcoming regular show isn't just called a regular show, it's called Regular Show The Lost Tapes, because it had a finite finale, and by the time it returns to the airwaves, it'll have been over 8 years since a regular epic final battle. I don't think the name change indicates that the show will be any different. I mean, look at it. It's as beautiful as the day we lost it. It's just for branding purposes. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that it's now on Hulu and Disney Plus, as the Futurama revival is still called Futurama, but that's made at a different studio that doesn't need to justify bringing back a show under a different title. Same thing with the upcoming King of the Hill. It's still just called King of the Hill. They didn't bother with a name change, despite a time skip and lengthy amount of time off the air. As for its new home, again, HBO Max fumbled the bag of animation. I'd be surprised if Fiona and Cake Season 2 didn't end up on Hulu. Not to mention Hulu has once again become the home for Cartoon Network shows, after Max purged all of them from its catalog. And again, selling shows to new services is just good business practice. So I really would expect any revivals to either end up there, or maybe Prime Video, since last year ENJQ did direct Steven Universe fans to submit their wishes for a brand new series to Prime Video in particular. Times are a-changin', and although this teaser doesn't really acknowledge the Inquisition anyway, as I mentioned in my last Gumball video, we have upcoming episodes titled The Portrait and The Cancellationgation, which sound like they can be tied to Banana Barbara and The Void. Again, makes sense to me. I'm not really thinking too hard about it. And the old logo glitching into the new one does lead me to believe that The Void will play a part in all of it. Again, I don't think that movie's happening, so we're packaging the story into a two-parter or even a season-long arc. Planting the seeds here and there before going all in an episode just tracks for me. Regardless, I'm excited to return to this world, and it feels so good having Gumball back on TV. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. How do you feel about the new name, the new logo, the new home? Let us know in the comments down below, and keep the conversation going over on Twitter and Instagram at OstricVox and at Roundtable Vids. If you enjoyed this video, please sure to like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Peace!